And we are back with the GSMC Wrestling Laureate Podcast, brought to you by the GSMC Sports Network. Just kind of reflect on what we talked about. We talked about our WWE SmackDown preview. How's it going to go tonight in Massachusetts? But before we move on any further to our next segment, we're going to have our Thursday Night Wrestling review where we jump into the Ring of Honor. Also, TNA Impact, kind of world out there. Just want to remind you guys to use the tips and donations link at the GSMCpodcast.net. Shoot me your comments, questions, concerns about professional wrestling. Tell me what you like, tell me what you don't like about, the content or, the podcast, or just my opinion and, in itself. Definitely love other opinions. Definitely love to see different perspectives. I welcome them rather more than kind of just, turn a blind eye and be like, oh, that was the right. That's not right. Like, you know what I mean? Definitely not that kind of person. Remember to Superman punch like and subscribe button to the show. Also follow the show and also the network. Also leave a positive review here at the GSMC Sports Network. We do love a lot of peace, love, and positivity, 1,010%. So don't be too shy. Send a chat. Send me absolutely anything about wrestling. Once again, the link is at the GSMCpodcast.net. All right, so we have our Thursday Night Wrestling review. Let's go ahead and start about total nonstop action Impact Wrestling. We are still on the road to Slammiversary. Slammiversary is happening July 20th, which is, what's today? The 12th? Tomorrow. So next Saturday? Ooh, that's getting kind of close. That's crazy. So Jordynne Grace retains her championship. She had an open challenge. I had a lot of speculation that it was probably going to be an NXT superstar. Obviously, Izzi was the one who answered the call. She's good. She's pretty good. NXT, she's pretty dominant. She did get choked out by Thea Hale on on NXT on Tuesday. But overall, she's a great wrestler. A great challenge for Jordynne Grace. Obviously, she's kind of defending her championship against Ash by Elegance at Slammiversary, which is going to be a great match. It's going to be crazy. Jordynne Grace's reign as TNA Knockouts World Champion is still pretty prestigious. Going to be interesting to see if they, put the strap on Ash by Elegance, because I think she was injured earlier. I think like 2 months ago, or I don't know if she was injured, but she did take a break where she was out for a couple of weeks. She was on this winning streak. I think she won like 3 or 4 in a row. And then, then she kind of disappeared a little bit. But now she's back. She's still, still kicking some arse. You know what I mean? Like she's still killing it on TNA. And her against Jordynne Grace, it's going to be great. I feel like it's going to be a great match. Next, you have Santino Marella coming out, announcing a wild card tag team match for later on tonight. Main event, Josh Alexander and Joe Hendry to fight Moose and Steve Maclin. Next, we have Charlie Dempsey. Charlie Dempsey of WWE NXT. Well, I think they're just calling it NXT now. It's kind of crazy. I kind of noticed that when I watched NXT on Tuesday and when I watched, not Slammiversary, the NXT Heatwave. It's WWE is completely having NXT kind of be on its own, standing legs. Kind of like what it needs to be when it goes to the CW and it starts eventually having to sell out arenas, having to kind of, go that extra mile, being unpredictable and stuff like that. And the partnership between these two, the collaborations, crossovers, I think are genius for both brands. So, definitely something cool. Charlie Dempsey defeated Zachery Wentz. Miles Bourne also showed up. Also, during the promo after the match, you saw the No Quarter Catch crew beat down Trey Miguel. Pretty crazy. Awesome. I thought it was a great promo. Charlie Dempsey, kind of like what I was talking about, kind of like what I've been saying about ever since Drew Gulak leaving the WWE and leaving the No Quarter Catch crew without really, any guidance, any leader, so to speak. But I don't know if Drew Gulak could ultimately step into it, the TNA wrestling ring. That would be pretty awesome if he made his debut. Back with the No Quarter Catcher, I think that'd be pretty dope. Charlie Dempsey he's impressive in himself. He's obviously the son of WWE. I don't know if he's a Hall of Famer. William Regal. So definitely some. He fits on there. Definitely fits on there. So Santino Marella sees all the carnage happening inside the ring, announces a 6-man tag team match between the Rascals and the No Quarter Catch crew. Right now online, you kind of have Zachery Wentz and Trey Miguel in the The partners TBD to be determined, but we all know who's it going to be. It's going to be the longest reigning WWE NXT North American champion, Wes Lee. Probably that's, but not probably, guys. That's going to happen. That's an Eric Rodriguez sure thing. That's my GSMC Wrestling, sure thing. It's going to happen right there. So next we have the X Division #1 contenders match with Kushida, Jonathan Gresham, and Mike Bailey. It was pretty great. It was a great match. A lot of back and forth. Definitely showcased that all these three guys obviously deserve to be in the X Division, and they probably deserve a shot at Mustafa Ali 1,010%. Kushida coming back recently. I think it was that against all odds. I think it was, and then obviously Jonathan Gresham. He's been doing pretty well. He had the momentum. He's been winning some matches, and everybody was like, okay, when all three of these men stepped into the ring, you kind of knew that. I was like, okay, honestly, it's kind of anyone's ball game. Even with Mike Bailey from Speedball Mountain. After the match, when Mike Bailey picked up the victory, Secret Service came out to take him out. Trent Seven tries to make the save ultimately, kind of came up short, and that kind of was the end for Speedball Mountain kind of there. Next, we have a promo by Stephanie Lander. Stephanie Lander sitting on the beach, watching the waves. It was kind of corny, but it was so corny in the best way. Like it was pretty awesome. It's pretty awesome. Saying that she asked PCO that she has to go tie up some loose ends at her hometown in Australia so they can be together. She said it, and she wrote it in a heart in the sand. She's like, "Oh my God, like, will you wait for me?" And then she said, I think it was SDL, Stephanie Lander, and then you had PCO, and it was cute. It was kind of cute. I was like, dude, this is very manipulative. This is, I think this is good TV. I thought it was corny as hell, but it was awesome as hell. So congratulations, round of applause. So, next you have AJ Francis retaining his digital media title against Rhino. First Class attacked Rhino at the beginning of the match, leading to a disqualification. But then it was restarted by Santino Marella into a street fight. And it's kind of sucked. Rhino still lost, but it was a hell of an effort. Then you saw Giselle Shaw defeat Tasha Steelz. JDC defeated Chris Bay. And in the main event, thanks to freaking Frankie Kazarian, you saw Moose and Steve Maclin pick up the victory against Josh Alexander and Joe Hendry. Say his name, man. He appears. All right, so now let's go to Ring of Honor. We had Ring of Honor Honor Club, July 11th. Taya Valkyrie with Johnny TV defeated Marina Shafir, The Problem, and Robin Renegade in a three-way match. Obviously, you've had I feel like Marina Shafir, The Problem, has been pushed, as of late in terms of Ring of Honor. So she's, going to be one of the futures of the business. I feel that way. Ring of Honor World Television Champion Atlantis Jr. defeated Serpentico to retain his title. Skye Blue defeated Laynie Luck. Ring of Honor World Women's Television Champion Billie Starkz with Athena defeated Mackenzie Morgan in a proving ground match. Diamante defeated Nyx. Lee Johnson and the Infantry defeated the Dark Order, which was, kind of surprising to me. Absolutely, 1,010%. I thought the Dark Order has been kind of building up some momentum. Kind of like, when I saw, in CMLL, I want to say CML. In CMLL, you saw, Kyle Fletcher losing his Ring of Honor World Television Championship. Obviously, I believe that they're kind of brewing up. They're kind of buttering Kyle Fletcher to make it onto AEW and ultimately fight full-time there. He's in the Don Callis family. Will Ospreay is going to be kicked out and probably victimized by the Don Callis family in the foreseeable future. Probably after his match with MJF, but I think Kyle Fletcher's a star. I think he's a huge star. Like I said, kind of crazy how he lost the belt, but I can see why. All right, guys, that was my Thursday Night Wrestling review. Obviously, if you have more to chat about, if you have something you saw that you want to talk about and speak about, make sure you hit it up in the chat. But do not go anywhere. We're going to jump on into our third segment. I'm going to talk about how the Money in the Bank cash-in was absolutely wasted. The briefcase was wasted, in my opinion there, kind of spoiler alert. And I'm, kind of how I'm leaning toward this whole situation. But, we're going to dig on into the subject matter. So, hey, do not go anywhere.